There is an important announcement at the end of the video. Please make sure you watch it. In this map, we have placed some important places that were in news. You should just remember in which state that particular place is. For example, Ramgarh Vishdhari Tiger Reserve is in Rajasthan. Lonar Lake is in Maharashtra. Now here are some of these details, like Luni River originates in Pushkar and its inland drainage happens in run of Kutch. Similarly, Vembanad Lake, okay, it is famous for snake boat race. So this PDF has maps which you can see yourself, like Biosphere Reserve, Tiger Reserve. Some of these things we have already studied in the class. Just for your quick revision, I have mentioned, I have compiled them here again. Some are new maps like the map of river and dams, map of Ganga, some maps given in the NCERT, some important mountain passes, national parks, wetlands along with the new additions, and two maps on folk dances and folk music. Obviously not a part of environment, but just for your help, I have written some folk music and dances in which state they are. So at least you should know the name of the state. In flood irrigation, water evaporates, leaving behind some salts. Now these salts make soil saline. Due to salination of soil, soil becomes impermeable. That is, in future it won't be able to absorb water. Now there are many solutions to it. One of the solutions is micro irrigation. Through micro irrigation, there are many methods, like you can use drip irrigation or you can use sprinklers. The main aim here is give as much water as much is required by the plants. Sometimes dead zones are formed in the oceans. When a lot of nutrients are concentrated in one place, then there is algal bloom, which we also call as red tides, right? And a dead zone can be formed. Now it usually happens when nutrient rich water comes from the rivers. But one more natural reason can be the upwelling in the seas. So from the seabed, when some nutrient rich water comes upwards, then this can also increase the concentration of nutrients to such an extent that eutrophication may happen and dead zones may be formed. In extreme winter, when the lakes get frozen, even then fish are able to survive in the water. How? Because below the frozen lake, the water is still in liquid form. The reason is that density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius. So, from summer, as the temperature starts to drop and the temperature of the water becomes 4 degrees Celsius, then its density increases and this dense water sinks downwards. Now, as the winter progresses and temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius, then the top layer of the lake will get frozen. But the water in the lake remains at 4 degrees Celsius, therefore fish are able to survive. Jet streams move from west towards east. So if any aeroplane is going in this direction, it can move into the jet stream, and due to that its speed will increase, so that the aircraft will reach at its destination in a lower time. One more reason is that usually, even without the jet stream also, aeroplanes, almost all the times they fly in the lower stratosphere. Why? Because in the lower stratosphere there are no clouds, there is no water vapor, and there is no vertical wind also. When the wind rises, it rises, and then at tropopause it diverts to left or right, right? It will not rise further, so that this circular current is formed. So therefore there is no vertical movement of wind in the lower portions of stratosphere. So this is the reason why most of the aircrafts fly in the lower stratosphere. Which national park is in which state? If you want to learn that, you can learn from this map. Even if you don't learn it, some things you must know. That is, there are 106 national parks in India. The northernmost national park is Dachigam National Park in Jammu Kashmir. Southernmost national park is Galathea Bay in the south of Andaman Nicobar Islands. Westernmost is Marine National Park in Gujarat, and easternmost is Namdapha National Park in Arunachal Pradesh. India's largest national park is Hemis National Park in Ladakh. Smallest is Fossil National Park in Madhya Pradesh. World's only floating national park is Kibul Lamjau in Nagaland. Oldest is Corbett in Uttarakhand. Latest two additions in the list of national parks are Raimona and Dihing Patkai. Both of them are in Assam. Dihing Patkai. Dihing is the name of a river and Patkai is a hill. It is near to Digboi Oil Refinery, which is Asia's oldest oil refinery. In 1867, accidentally oil was discovered here and in 1901 it was commissioned. To learn the order of National Parks of Assam from left to right, the abbreviation is R, Monk, DSDP. Raimona, Manas Orang Nameri Kaziranga, Debru Saikova and Dehing Patkai. Biosphere reserves we have already studied. Just note one thing, that on internet everywhere it is given that Nanda Devi is the second highest peak in India. This is totally wrong. The second highest peak in India is Kanchenjunga. See, Everest is in Nepal, then world number 2, that is K2, is in India, right? Kanchenjunga is in India, then world number 9, Nanga Parbat, is also in India. Some few more mountains are also in India. In the very last number comes of Nanda Devi, right? So why on internet are they saying that Nanda Devi is second highest peak? Because they are not considering POK as a part of India. But actually POK is a part of India, right? So we will have to count these mountains also. And when we count them, then K2 is also in India, Nanga Parbat is also in India. Most of the deserts are on the western margins of the continents. What is the reason? Two reasons. One reason is in these places there is high pressure area, and how is it formed? That we had already studied on page number 84 while studying about the heat dome. Another reason is the presence of cold ocean currents. As you can see in this map, on the western margin of continents, generally there are cold ocean currents. Now cold ocean currents means the air above the ocean current will also be cold, and cold air can hold less amount of water, less amount of moisture. So this cold air with less moisture, when it will reach on land, then it will not be able to supply any moisture to the vegetation, and over a period of time there will be desert formation. In places where cold and warm currents meet, their phytoplankton growth is very good, and since the phytoplankton growth is good, there will be good amount of fishes. Therefore such zones are also good zones for fishing industry. Planetary winds are stronger in the southern hemisphere compared to northern hemisphere. Why? The reason is not difference in Coriolis force. See, Coriolis force is equal in north and south. As you move away from the equator, Coriolis force gets stronger in both north and south, right? That is equal. The difference here is about the land mass. Okay, in the northern hemisphere there is lot of land mass, so when the winds blow, then they get lots of obstruction or friction due to land. But in the southern hemisphere there is very less land, therefore the planetary winds do not get much opposition or friction, and their speed is maintained. Why are Himalayas so rich in biodiversity? The reason is that Himalayas are situated at a place where three biogeographic zones meet. India has 10 biogeographic zones. Now since three zones are meeting in this place, therefore it has most biodiversity. If question comes that which of the following laws have a bearing on biodiversity conservation, then please mark all the laws as correct, even if it is related to customs duty or import export. Almost all laws, not all, but practically many laws have some implication on biodiversity conservation. Biodiversity is more in lower latitudes and lower altitudes. This is Earth, and biodiversity is maximum near the equator and it is less at the poles. So biodiversity is more at lower latitudes. Similarly, in case of a mountain, at the foot of the mountain there will be more biodiversity, and at the peak of the mountain there will be less biodiversity. So biodiversity is maximum at lower latitudes and lower altitudes.
Hello, this is Kriti Raj. I've cracked the UPSC CSC examination with the All India rank of 106. I'm immensely grateful to Akshay sir for giving me this opportunity to be speaking to you all today. Also, he has played a major role in my own journey by sharing his insights for every stage of the examination, and that has really proved to be a game changer for me. Learning from him and devising my own hacks and techniques, I have come up with an initiative where I'll be sharing my notes and these techniques that have worked in my favor on a few social media platforms. You can follow me at the YouTube channel The Average Mind. Also, there's a Telegram channel, Krati_Raj_IAS. If you do not have access to any of these, you can simply drop a ping at the Insta ID Krati_Raj_IAS. It's KRATI_RAJ_IAS. And I'll be very happy if I can help you in any manner. Looking forward to interacting with you all. Thank you.